Roses are red, violets are blue. We got a Dragunity Link in Link Brains Pack 2. So yeah, in the TCG, we don't even have all of the Link Brains Pack 1 stuff yet. It seems like Konami TCG is just importing these Link Brain Pack stuff set after set and core sets. So yeah, no idea when we're getting this in the TCG. But hopefully it's not one of those cards where it takes years to get here and by the time it's here, it's already irrelevant and no one cares about it. Because I would like to play with this card a lot. It's a really cool card. Although not in a Dragunity deck. We'll get to that one. But yeah, Dragunity Knight Romulus. Just from the picture and name, we can already speculate a lot of things. So first of all of the Dragunity Knights are a Dragunity Wing Beast riding on top of a Dragunity Dragon Tuner. Now looking at the picture, I have no idea who's riding on top of who here, which is a good thing, as well as the fact that all of the Wing Beast Dragunities are accounted for. The only one that's semi-not accounted for is Tribus, but we concluded that Senatus is Tribus grown up, and obviously Senatus is already riding on a Dragunity Knight. So yeah, there's no more Wing Beasts that need to be riding on a Dragunity Knight. There are only 2 Dragon Tuners that have not been accounted for Dragunity Knight yet. One is Corseska, which looks nothing like this. The other is Brandystock, which somewhat resembles this, because Brandystock has like that turtle shell thing going on, like this armor thing, like this guy in the picture, the dragon in the picture. Also kind of very different as well, which is a good thing. That kind of confirms that Dragunity somewhere down the line in the future are getting 2 more main deck monsters at least, Wing Beast and a Tuner. Now due to the very little resemblance I see between Brandystock and this guy, I'm gonna speculate that we're getting a grown-up version of Brandystock, kind of like how we got a grown-up version of Tribus. Now, as for the name Romulus, we know that all of the Dragunities have a Roman theme to it, so all of the tuners are named after some sort of weapon that may or may not be used in Rome, but all of the winged beasts are named after Roman army positions, or, you know, in the case of Senatus, that will be a high administrative position, but Legionnaire, Dux, Primus Pilus. Now Romulus is the name of the founder of Rome, so it's not even like an emperor, it's like founder, it's like even beyond an emperor. So that's pretty cool. But shout outs to Bombo for telling me this, but Romulus had a brother called Remus, a twin brother actually, so I'm going to speculate that the winged beast riding on this dragon in Romulus is Remus. According to mythology, Romulus killed Remus, so if you synchro, well I guess in this case link Remus into Romulus, Remus gets sent to the graveyard for the summon of this guy. It's kind of like Romulus killing Remus. But yeah, that's my speculation on what the winged beast that we may or may not get in the future will be called. But yeah, now let's actually talk about the card itself. Now, just a brief summary, because I've already read over this card. It's more of a Guard Dragon support card. Yeah, not really complaining there, because I did kind of decide that my next deck would be Guard Dragons anyways. So yeah, it's nice. It's a Wind Dragon, as you would expect for any Dragunity Knight. Link to 1200 attack, sure. Bottom left and bottom right arrows, so obviously they want you to summon this in the extra monster zone to open up 2 zones for you to summon extra deck monsters into. The materials you use are 2 dragons and or winged beast monsters, so you can use 2 of either or 1 of each, except tokens. Now that's not really exploitable right now, might be in the future. Right now the only thing we can kind of exploit the tokens thing with is the Guard Dragon Link ones. So if you have a level 4 lower dragon type token, you can turn that into either LP or Pisty, which is a non-token dragon type monster. But that's really inefficient. It decreases the power of your combo by a lot if you use those 2 link climb into this, since those have the restrictions of only being able to be special summoned once per turn. In other words, if you summon those and don't use their effect and then link them off, you pretty much can't use the effects for the whole turn, since you can't summon another one. As for its effects, it has two different effects, both hard once per turn. The first one is, if this card is link summoned, you can add one Dragunity spell trap or Dragon's Ravine from your deck to your hand. The second one is, if a dragon monster is special summoned from the extra deck to your zone this card points to, you can special summon one dragon or winged beast monster from your hand in defense position, but for the rest of the turn, its effects are negated. Also, it cannot be used as a link material. Holy shit, that is a lot of restrictions. Let's just go over the first effect, because it kind of feeds on nicely to the second effect. Adding a Dragunity spell trap or Dragon's Ravine, Konami here obviously forgot that Dragon Mastery even exists. I don't blame them, I don't really care, that card sucks anyways. But it only leaves 3 different things you can search for. We have obviously Dragon's Ravine. Another one is Dragunity Legion, that shitty trap card we got recently. Even though it's searchable, it's still shit now. That card does nothing. And the third one is Dragunity Divine Lance. I would argue that it's the best thing you can search off this guy's effect, probably better than Dragon's Ravine. It's a bit ridiculous how it can only search 3 things right now, which also leads me to speculate a bit that we probably need to get some more Dragunity spell traps in the future. But yeah, anyways, with what we have now, Dragunity Divine Lance. Now, I really like this card's interaction with Dragunity Divine Lance because it solves Divine Lance's inherent problems. Now, Divine Lance is a starter card. If you don't have Koos or Phalanx in the graveyard, but you do have a Dux in your hand and Divine Lance, you can pretty much use it as a starter for your combos. It's also a really bad extender, but an extender nonetheless. If you already have the combo pieces you need, you can use Divine Lance and just get a free random Dragunity tuner onto the field mid-combo. So yeah, just based on that, you would want to run 3 Divine Lances. Here's the awkward thing. Divine Lance has a hard once per turn on it. So if you draw multiples of this, all additional copies are useless. The best thing you can do with them is discard it for cost for like Dragon's Ring, or maybe the Nightmare Links. Or you could wait a whole turn and then use it on your next turn, if there is even a next turn. So yeah, based on that, you want to run as few copies of Divine Lance as possible. So yeah, it's like conflicting powers here on how many you want to run, but this guy solves this issue. If you make a deck that's based around summoning this guy, which I suggest because he's pretty good, you can get to Divine Lance every single game by only running 1. So since you're running 1, there's no chance of you drawing multiple Divine Lances, and you're getting to it every single game anyways. And if you draw the Divine Lance, you can always search Dragon's Ravine as well, so that's pretty nice. Now, searching Divine Lance kind of makes this card like a pseudo Needlefiber, although, you know, obviously not as good, but they kind of like fulfill the same roles, except this card just doesn't do it as well as Needlefiber. Now, Needlefiber is more generic in terms of the materials you need to make it. It's not as restrictive on what it summons, and you don't need to run that many bricks to use it. This guy, you need at least a Divine Lance and either a Phalanx or a Koos. Yeah, and they both need to be in your deck. But essentially, this guy special summons a vanilla level 2 tuner from your deck when you link summon it. So yeah, both of them kind of like are link 2s that immediately let you make a link 3 for free. Yeah, but except obviously if you summon Steam the Cloak or Lion, you get a free token out of it, and you can like summon Sorceress and get another free monster and make some link 4s and just like win from there. Yeah, this is obviously not as good as that. The first reason why I think that this is more of a Guar Dragon support than a Dragunity support was, yeah, just by looking at the first effect. Now, Dragunity is very normal summon reliant. The first play is always a normal summon. So if you're getting to the point where you have Romulus out, you probably already use your normal summon in a Dragunity deck, which means searching Dragon's Ravine is not very good. There's nothing that Dragon's Ravine can possibly search at that point that would be immediately useful on that turn, because you've already normal summoned. Now, if Nightmare Goblin was still legal, that would be a completely different story, but it's not. So yeah, the best thing you can do with Dragon's Ravine at that point would probably be dumping a Destrudo and using the Destrudo as an extender to your place. Or if you used a Gaydark to make this, you probably dump the Zephyros and you can equip, you can search Divine Lance at that point. Divine Lance for a tuner, bounce the Divine Lance for Zephyros, and then, go into some Dragunity Knight synchros from there. Like, that's kind of like the extent of your play if you just splash this card right now into a standard Dragunity deck. But in Guard Dragons, on the other hand, first of all, it doesn't matter if you make this guy before or after your normal summon. Second of all, you can probably make this guy without using your normal summon in a Guard Dragon deck. So, going back to the materials, 2 Dragon and a Wing Beast type monsters. In my Guard Dragon video, if you haven't seen that, you should probably go watch that, because I'll be talking about a lot of Guard Dragon cards from this point onwards. If you want to make this before your normal summon, some dragons that special summon themselves to the field are things like Darkroom, the Strudo, the Earth Guard Dragon, the Fire Guard Dragon, Witherbuster, Collapse Serpent. You can also use spells like Unexpected Die, Silver's Cry. Yeah, I've mentioned most of these in the Guard Dragon video already. But this guy also has the potential of Wing Beasts, so you can have like 2 Wing Beasts as well. Now, unfortunately, the obvious one that comes to mind is banned. Gofu is just the, Wing Beast that special summons itself. But we also have things like Blackwing Gust the Backblast, which is a random Wing Beast that special summons itself. Cock-a-doodle-doo, random Wing Beast that special summons itself. But the most interesting one is probably any 2 level 4s makes Raid Rap the Forstrix, which is a generic rank 4. That can search Raid Rap the Singing Lanius, that can special summon itself when you control an Exceed monster like Forstrix. So, any 2 level 4s actually makes Romulus via Forstrix. Now, the second effect, the one that has a shitload of restrictions, let's count how many restrictions this has. So, if a dragon monster, has to be a dragon, is special summoned from the extra deck, has to be from the extra deck, not the one, to a zone that this card points to, so yeah, that's a third restriction. You can special summon 1 dragon or wing beast type monster from your hand in the defense position. Now, that's probably not a restriction, because we are talking about Dragunities, but in defense position, I guess that's a restriction 4. For the rest of the turn, its effects are negated 5. Also, it cannot be used as a link material. 6 restrictions. Yeah, holy shit. You sure they didn't need to add a 7th restriction, like, I don't know, the Wing Beast or Dragon Monster that you're summoning from your hand in defense position with its effects negated doesn't have to be to a position that this link marker points to? That's very generous of them. Now, the good thing is, by the time this guy is out, the Guard Dragons are probably legal by then, which means the first effect, adding Divine Lance, equipping Divine Lance and special summoning a Phalanx or a Koos, you can immediately turn that into an LP or a Pisty, which triggers this guy's effect. So triggering this guy shouldn't be a problem if a dragon monster is summoned from the extra deck to a zone that this card points to. For the rest of the turn, effects are negated. That's pretty annoying. That actually leads me to speculate that if we're getting any main deck Dragunity monsters, would probably have a graveyard effect to bypass this restriction. It feels like that's what this card is hinting at, this restriction here. But yeah, it cannot be used as a link material, so that's really annoying. You can't just use the guy that you summon from your hand as a link material for the other Guard Dragon. So if you use the first one to summon an LP, and you summon a dragon from your hand, you can't just immediately use that for Pisty and then complete the whole combo. So I guess maybe they are kind of conscious that they don't want this card to have like 100% synergy with Guard Dragons. They only wanted this to have like 90% synergy with Guard Dragons, while having like 20% synergy with Dragunities. A random additional level 4 Wing Beast on the field can go a long way for Dragunities. If you make this guy before your normal summon in a Dragunity deck, so you're gonna be running a lot of random shit to do that. But it does like reopen the old combo Dragunity playstyle that we were doing in like 2002 or 2003. Add Dragon's Ravine for Ducks for Phalanx, Synchro into Vadriana, equip Phalanx. This guy triggers special summoning a random level 4 Wing Beast from your hand. Phalanx resummons itself, make Gaydarg with the random level 4 wing beast that we just special summoned with Disguise effect. Gaydarg, dump Zephyros, overlay Atome for red eyes for Gaydarg, bounce red eyes for Zephyros. So that's like the old combos for Dragunities. Yeah, it's pretty nice how this guy redoes that. The problem is that we need to change the whole entire deck structure into being able to summon this before we use the normal summon. Or we can change the deck structure. So say if you had just like a vanilla dragon or wing beast monster that you normal summoned, and then you banish a dark to summon Wyverbuster. Link the 2 into Romulus. Wyverbuster adds Collapse Serpent. This guy adds Divine Lance. Equip Divine Lance. Equip Phalanx. Special Phalanx. Banish Wyverbuster to summon Collapse Serpent. Synchro Collapse Serpent and Phalanx into Dragunity Knight Loon. Loon equips Phalanx. Collapse Serpent search Wyverbuster. Special summon because Loon was summoned to this guy's pointer. You can special summon a random level 4 wing beast from your hand. Phalanx resummons itself. Synchro it off with the random level 4 wing beast for Gaydarg. Gaydarg dump Zephyros, overlay Atome for red eyes for Gaydarg, bounce red eyes for Zephyros. Yeah, that could work as well. So it's alright. Well, I guess since LP is out, it's pretty much just a better version of Atome anyways. So from the Loon Gaydarg point, probably want to transition into the LP and Pisty combo, except they're level 6. Maybe make Barcha at that point. So instead of going down this route, we make Barcha. Barcha bringing back several Dragunity tuners, going into LP Pisty combo. Yeah, it's kind of coming together. But yeah, I like this card, mainly for Guard Dragon interactions. I think it kind of makes Dragunity a mini engine inside of a Guard Dragon deck. In a way, it kind of solves Dragunity's inherent problem, which is that it's too normal summon dependent. Since it shifts the deck towards you building a deck that has a lot of these guys that special summon themselves. Like, I can see myself running Guard Dragon engine, Collapse Serpent Wyverbuster engine, the Strudo Darkroom. They suddenly have a lot of value. It still doesn't really solve Dragunity's inherent weakness to hand traps. It still seems like just one hand trap can stop this whole entire thing. But yeah, it's a step in the right direction.